The Truth About Goblins. Chapter 12. What the? Again? He took the stone from her hand and watched it turn back to violet. Why does it keep changing? Hey, I wasn't finished. Annie grabbed the rock, the color turning a shade or two pinker than before. What did you say it was? That's what I'm trying to figure out, said Kit, taking the trinket back. Turns purple when I have it, red for Saphira, and pinky purple for me, she finished. Does it change with your mood or what? He shook his head. Don't think so. I always get the same color. And Saphira always gets red? Looks like it, he said. Still can't figure it out, though. She said, her interest quickly fading. Actually, there's something else I need to ask you about. Go for it, he said, stuffing the stone in his backpack. But keep up, eh? I don't want to be late, and I have to get something at home first. She trotted by Kit's side to keep up with his hasty strides. That group last night, with all the performers, they were transgressors. Yeah, so? She stared at him. You know what Saphira said about transgressors? Nuh-uh, he said. What did she say? She said they're like terrorists. What's a terrorist? She stopped dead in her tracks. How do you not know what a terrorist is? He didn't slow down. Same way you don't know what magic is. Point taken, she said, catching up to him. So, he said, what's a terrorist? She paused in thought. Let me put it this way. Terrorists are bad people who kill people in order to scare people. He snorted. That's so dumb. Ain't nobody at the club who does that stuff. What about Imajek? What about Imajek? It took a moment for him to understand. Oh, well, he's a transgressor too. Not super vocal about it, and I don't think he's done any of those things you mentioned. He frowned. Why? You're not still thinking about last night, are you? Clearly, she was. I still don't remember any of it, even though I feel like I should. And Imajek, he's kind of... Kind of what? Tall, dark, handsome? He snickered. Mysterious? She scowled and pushed him away. He's creepy, and everyone's afraid of him or something. The way he looks at you. She shivered. Just creepy. He's a strange one, all right, but I wouldn't call him creepy. He scratched the back of his neck. Then again, can't say I know him too well. Don't think anybody does. Maybe because nobody wants to, she said. He just seems, I don't know, dangerous, especially if he's a transgressor. I'm telling ya, transgressors aren't dangerous. Well, Saphira sounded pretty serious to me. She thinks... She hesitated. That transgressors killed your parents? How do you know that? She eyed him suspiciously. Are you wearing your crystal thingy? No, he sighed. I forgot it today, but I was wearing it yesterday after you had that conversation with her. She said. I thought you wore it all the time. You kidding me? I told you I'd go crazy if I used it every day. Anyway. He stopped at the ladder leading to the third-floor walkway. I'd take Saphira's advice with a grain of sugar, if I were you. Annie watched, somewhat amused, as he scrambled up the rungs like a monkey. Don't you mean a grain of salt? He reached back to help her up. I like sugar better, and I think Saphira's a bit wacko. Wacko? She laughed. You're 10 times more wacko than she is. Yeah, but I'm a goblin. She's human. Usually humans are pretty uptight about the way they look, but it's almost like she wears her pajamas everywhere, not to mention no shoes. Turning to Annie, he raised an eyebrow. That doesn't seem weird to you? Not compared to everything else I've seen. The bedroom window was just ahead. I think I can overlook the bushy hair and dirty dress. Besides, she might be poor for all we know. He snorted again. Yeah, right. Even if she was poor, which she probably is, I bet you a pound of gold that Timothy would buy her some shoes, or a new dress, or something. She shrugged. Maybe he's a miser. He crawled through the window. Miser or not, he's got the hots for her. I can't believe you just said that, she exclaimed, tumbling into the bedroom. That's so weird. Why is it weird? She paused in thought. I don't know. It just is. I mean, how old do you think he is? He's just tall, not old. And even if she's short, she's gotta be around your age, right? So they can't be that far apart. Whatever. She got to her feet. You still shouldn't say stuff like that. Not behind people's backs. Should I tell Saphira to her face? No, absolutely not, you little... She stopped, struggling to come up with a retort. You little twerp. Laughing, Kit reached towards a pile of clothing on his bed. I might have some zany expressions, but you've got some pretty darn colorful insults. Picking up a silver blazer, he frowned. What's this? Oh, I forgot to give it back last night, she explained. He threw it back at her. Nah, you keep it. Looks good on you. And it's probably got your cooties all over it. She pulled the jacket back on. Thanks? And how about those goggles? He said, pulling his crystal from a drawer. I put them back in the box, she said. What? You didn't like them? Well, no, not exactly. It's just that they looked a little silly. No such thing as looking silly, he muttered, pulling out a top hat. But whatever. You can look through here and see if there's anything you like. I'm gonna go show Cam my magic rock. You do that, she said, diving into the box of accessories. Kit left the room and made his way back to his brothers, rock in hand. Yo! He called, knocking hurriedly before entering. As per usual, Cam didn't bother looking up from the chaos around him. Every clear space in the room was covered with electronics. The desk, the floor, even the bed had been claimed by what seemed to be a satellite dish. But the mess didn't bother him. He was quite at home, bathed in the glow of the blinking lights. Dude, check this out, said Kit, thrusting the rock in his face. Forced to look away from his work, Cam sighed and took the stone. What now? He asked, watching in moderate interest as the rock glowed a deep violet blue. What the heck? Kit leaned closer to get a better look. Looks like mine. A little more blue, though. Huh, said Cam, still staring. It's different for everyone, said Kit, taking back the rock. See? Mine is more purple, and Annie's is almost pink. He paused in thought. But Saphira made it red. Red? At last, he caught Cam's attention. You met a human? Oh, wait, what? He looked down at the rock and back at his brother. How do you know? How do you not know? Bored by the conversation, Cam turned back to his work. Blue for goblins, red for humans. That's how Hemanite works. What you talking about, bro? Kit made a place for himself on the bed. What's that hemo stuff? Another sigh. Hemanite. It's a mineral. Shows how much goblin blood you have. Kit eyed his brother suspiciously. Sounds pretty crazy coming from a man of science. It's true, look. He took the rock back, the same violet blue glowing from within. Red and blue make purple. We've got both blood types, so we get a mix. Purebloods get primary colors. He passed it back and added, You would know that if you went to school. Don't pretend you ever went. The rock turned a lighter shade of purple in Kit's hand. So you're telling me you're more goblin than I am? Huh. He stashed it back in his pocket. Not sure I buy this whole hemanite thing. Did you ever buy it? Cam looked away and started tinkering with the satellite dish. Hemanite's expensive. Where did you get it? None of your business. Hoping to change the subject, he got to his feet and scanned the bedroom. What you working on anyway? Uninterested to begin with, Cam dropped the matter and continued his work. Trying to boost the signal from my seismograph under the shop. The what from the where? Kit frowned. Did you build another contraption in the basement if Mr. Mussolini finds out? He won't, he promised. Not if I make this work. I just want to monitor seismic activity while they're drilling for the new reservoir. Seismic activity, right. Earthquakes, Kit. I know what it means. He cast another surly glance around the room. So, how's it going? It was working fine until you showed up, he grumbled. Now it's all wonky. I can't tell where the interference is coming from. It's not me, said Kit. Must be something else. Annie appeared in the doorway. I give up, she said. Looks like I'm sticking with the goggles after all. Kit gave her the once-over. Nice shoes. Yeah, she said, glancing down at her white boots. Your mom asked if I would like them. Actually, she told me I would like them. Does it run in the family, not taking no for an answer? Aha! Cried Cam. What? Said Kit. Did you find out what's wrong? Yes. He pointed to Annie. It's her. Ah! She exclaimed. What did I do? You're messing with the signal, he said, eyeing her with a new curiosity. But I'm not doing anything, she said. I'm just standing here. Must be magic, said Kit casually. You always think it's magic, muttered Cam, fiddling with the gadget. I don't know how to use magic, said Annie, confused. How could it be magic? You don't need to know how to use magic to have it, explained Kit. Goblins are born with it. Everybody's got a special little something. His eyes lit up. Hey, that makes sense. Remember when we were in the mall and the elevator shorted out? No, she said, trying to follow his train of thought. Things always got confusing when there was magic involved. How can you not remember? It was like yesterday. We were in the elevator, it opened, a meddler tried to grab you, and then you screamed. And then we dived 2 or 3 floors because something messed up the controls. He laughed. Maybe you've got something for electronicals. Electronics, corrected Cam. Whatever, he said, waving his hand impatiently. Point is, maybe that's your magic. Then how do you know it's me? She said. It could be you if every goblin's got magic. Nah. He shook his head. Doesn't work like that. Goblin magic is very specific. This kind is, at least. And I already know mine doesn't have anything to do with electricals. Electronics. Cam rolled his eyes. 4 syllables. Not that hard. After a brief silence, Annie turned to Kit. You can do magic. A goofy smile spread across his face as he brought his left hand before him. A bright yellow spark jumped from his fingers, followed by dozens more, settling into a small fireball. Hovering over his palm, the light of the flame illuminated the devices around the room, casting an orange glow across his increasingly smug expression. "Whoa!" she exclaimed. "That's so cool! Can you make it bigger?" No, he said. "Can you throw it?" "No." "What about the other hand? Can you make 2 fireballs?" "No." You suck, man." "Oh, yeah." He stuck out his tongue. "Let's see you make a fireball. At least I know how to use my magic." "Mom's gonna throw a fit if she catches you making fireballs again," said Cam. "Yeah, but Mother's paranoid. She thinks I'll burn the place down someday." Kit extinguished the flame, his hand no worse for the wear. "Basic magic comes naturally," he continued. "Anything beyond that takes time and effort to learn." "And patience," added Cam. "I guess that's why Imajik looked so tired after the show," said Annie. "He's pushing himself too hard, if you ask me," said Kit. "He's gotta watch himself. Too much magic at once will do you in." He sighed. "That magic. Whenever you go past your own, like going into other types and stuff, it gets pretty messy." Can you leave now?" asked Cam, not altogether rude, but rather blunt. "I want to make this work." "Sure, kiddo," said Kit, ushering Annie from the room. "See you tomorrow, if I'm not back after supper." Cam said nothing as his brother shut the door. Kit turned to Annie. "You ready?" "Yep," she said, excited to return to the club. "Let's go." They went back to his bedroom and made their escape out the window. It wasn't long before they were back on the streets of the market, on their way to the Ace of Clubs. "Oh, I forgot to tell you about my morning," said Kit, thinking back to his encounter at the old tower. "Remember that conversation we had about Rumpelstiltskin?" "The most famous magician of all time?" said Annie. "No, not that one. The fake Rumpelstiltskin." He smiled. "I paid him a visit this morning." "No way," she said. "What did you do? What did he say?" "Come on." He picked up the pace. "I'll tell you all about it on the way." Hey, hi. I'm your narrator, Miranda Eastwood, also the author of The Truth About Goblins. If you liked this chapter, remember to add, follow, or subscribe to this channel so you can hear the next one. And if you didn't like this chapter, oh well, I can't really do anything about that. In any case, I just thought I'd let you know about my Patreon. You can check it out if you'd like to throw some support my way. It would mean a lot to me. Not to mention there's loads of extra exclusive content that I only post on Patreon. While I'm at it, I'll mention that The Truth About Goblins is now available as a complete audiobook, and you can get it wherever you get your audiobooks. Thanks for listening.